Since CDTV is a new experience, we would like to explain how easy it is to use the CDTV player. First, let's talk about playing discs. You probably noticed that your welcome disc was shipped inside a special plastic box called a caddy. The caddy helps to protect the CDTV discs and to ensure that they fit correctly inside the player. Never put a CDTV disc or CD audio disc into the player unless it is in a caddy. You could damage your CDTV player. Not all CDTV discs will come with their own caddy. Anytime you wish to use a new CDTV disc or CD audio disc, you must put the disc into a caddy box.
To place the disc into the caddy, squeeze the caddy corners with one hand and gently lift the cover. Place the disc in the caddy with the label facing up. You can then put the caddy into the player. Most discs will begin to run automatically after a few moments. If your disc doesn't start, try ejecting the disc and reinserting it. Replacement caddies are available where you bought your CDTV player. Now let's explore your CDTV player. This is the main power button. It is used to turn your CDTV player on and off. Next to the power button, there is a small green light. When the main power button is on, this will light. Below the power button is the headphone jack. You can listen to CDTV discs or CD audio discs with most stereo headphones. Next is the slot where you insert your CDTV or CD audio discs. You must always put the discs into a caddy before inserting them into the player. This is the eject button. When you wish to remove a disc, just press this button. This is the disc loading light. As information is flowing off a disc, this light flashes yellow on and off.
Here is the display panel. It shows you time, track, and volume levels. This is the remote control sensor. Infrared signals from the remote control are received here. Here is where the track, volume, and clock numbers appear. Setting the clock is easy and will be covered in the next section of the tutorial. Below the display panel is a small, removable panel. Inside is the slot where you can insert a personal memory card. Personal memory cards are used by some applications to store valuable information, such as names and addresses or game scores. To insert a personal memory card, just push it into the slot with the label side facing up. To remove a personal memory card after use, simply push the eject button next to the personal memory card slot. Check the instructions that come with each CDTV title for more information about using personal memory cards.
These are the CD audio controls. The top button is used to start playing or to pause a CD audio disc. If you press this button while a CD audio disc is playing, it will pause. Pressing the button again will restart the music. Below the play button is the stop button. Press this to stop a disc that is playing. Next is the skip backward button. Each time you press this button, the CD player will back up one song or track. If you press and hold the button down, the CD audio disc will rewind. Next is the skip forward button. Each time you press this button, the CD player will skip forward to the beginning of the next song or track. If you press and hold down the skip forward button, the disc will fast forward. This button decreases the volume. This button increases the volume. This button is for switching between CDTV and normal TV viewing. This button only works if you have your CDTV connected through the RF converter. Finally, this is the Reset button. If you wish to restart a CDTV title, just press this button and it will restart the title from the beginning.
On the back of the player are the various ports and slots for connecting CDTV accessories. We will talk about each of the various accessories later in the tutorial. Now, let's talk about the remote control. You will notice that some of the buttons on the remote control are the same as those on the front of the CDTV player. The power button on the remote control is the same as the power button on the front of the player. Be advised that if you turn off the CDTV player with a remote control power button, you will have to turn it back on with a remote control power button. The volume controls are the same as those on the front of the player. All of the CD audio controls are the same as those on the front of the player. You can also use the audio control buttons with many CDTV titles. The play-pause button will begin a section, and it will also pause a section during play. The skip back and skip forward buttons will take you back a screen or advance to the next screen. The stop button...
Let me guess, it stops things.
Right. This is the direction button. It is used to move the highlight around the screen like this. It can also be used to move a pointer around the screen like this. The number buttons are used for entering numbers, like this.
This is the Help button, marked Escape. This button will usually present you with additional options, such as help screens or menus, depending on the particular title. This is the Enter button. It is normally used to signal that you are finished with a particular action, such as entering numbers. This button is the Genlock button. A Genlock lets you mix video signals with pictures or words from the CDTV player.
Like putting titles on my home videos?
Right. If you have the optional Genlock device installed in your player, it will switch through the 3 Genlock modes. Check the instructions that come with your Genlock for more information about the Genlock button.
The CDTV or TV button is the same as the one on the player. It is used to switch between CDTV and normal TV viewing. This is the Joystick mouse button. It is used to change the way the CDTV player senses signals from the remote control. You can think of the Joystick mouse button as switching between coarse or fine control modes. If you find that a particular CDTV title doesn't seem to work smoothly, try pressing this button once. These are the Select buttons. They are used for a number of things.
The B button is used to back up to a previous menu. Most of the time, the left Select or A button is used to activate a highlighted picture.
To activate something you're pointing to.
Or to fire at aliens. Most of the time, the left Select or A button is used to activate a highlighted picture. The B button is used to back up to a previous menu. Check the instructions for each CDTV title to see how to use the Select buttons. There are many pictures that CDTV titles will use to mean different things. You should check the instructions that come with each title to find out how they operate.
This is the end of the first tutorial section. Now it is your turn to run the CDTV player. To go on to the next section, press the left Select button or the Play button on your remote control.